Hello everyone, it is me, EV613. Welcome back to another video, and for today's video, I'm gonna be reacting to videos about Titanic. Yeah, because the thing I heard about Titanic was there was like a submarine with 5 people on there who actually was traveling down there just to explore, and then they got trapped somewhere, and then just from yesterday I heard that the submarine exploded and the 5 victims are 100% dead if the oxygen didn't kill them. Most likely the explosion would have, by the water pressure. So, talking about that topic, we're gonna react to whatever videos people made about Titanic. Let's watch it, shall we?
The Titanic was a massive passenger cruise ship that sunk on April 15th, 1912. After the disaster, over 1,500 people had died. Now, you probably know the story of the Titanic already, but if you don't, the ship struck an iceberg which caused a number of malfunctions aboard the ship, and the entire thing sunk, submerged deep beneath the dark waves of the ocean. Lots of people died that day. And as you also probably know, the ship still sits at the bottom of the ocean, an empty, rusted shell of what it once was. There are reportedly human remains down there in that wreckage still to this day. And a number of things have been recovered from the wreck, which now sit at various Titanic museums across the US.
Okay, so let me tell you a fun fact. Even though I've heard rumors about Titanic being haunted, even though it does say that in the title here, museums, I prefer you not going to a Titanic museum late at night, because anything Titanic related or any other shipwrecks, plane wrecks, that it was so horrific, it's gonna be haunted. Don't. It's not worth it. Don't do it. It's gonna haunt anything that's related to a topic that they died on. Like, for example, there was a museum about Titanic, which there is. They're definitely gonna haunt that. Yeah, don't visit it at nighttime. And also, I think Titanic is haunted. I believe that, and it's like a huge chance, because I heard from my friend, just from the article, also saying, like, there was like a 30 minutes delay each time, and it was like knocking like this. And it was basically from the supposed to be submarine, but they said they felt so close that they're finding the people closer and closer. But why do I have a feeling it was because of the ship and the ghost is actually interfering with human life and trying to scare us? Okay, yeah, back to watching this.
I've always wondered if there's a spiritual energy to the wreck of the Titanic underwater. And what's a better way to find out if that's true than by visiting the things that have been brought back to the surface? That's why I decided to visit Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, to visit their Titanic Museum, which contains one of the largest collections of artifacts from the shipwreck anywhere in the world. And the stories that the employees told me about this place are haunting.
Hey everybody, it's Colin here. So, something that I've always been... There's this guy staring at me through the window right in front of the car. So something I've always been interested in is the lore surrounding Titanic attractions, places that have actual pieces or artifacts from the Titanic. I mean, obviously with the Titanic, hundreds of people died. It was such a traumatic, crazy event. And when the Titanic actually sank, What's crazy is that, the entire ship sank and all those bodies were trapped in there, a lot of people, and that energy of all that death, that suffering, that fear, I have a feeling that it stained the artifacts, the metals, all of that trauma was absorbed by these pieces of the Titanic. While I'm here in Tennessee, I decided to come pay a visit to the Titanic attraction here in Pigeon Forge. This is a huge museum with a ton of original stuff from the Titanic. I've never been here before. I'm going to bring in the Spirit Talker and the Spirit Box and see if I can do a little mini investigation in there, but let's head on in. It's a beautiful October day, and I've never done something like this before, so let's try it. I have a question for you that I was supposed to ask you. You have had a paranormal experience here? Like what? Really? You've actually seen... Can you tell me more about it? Because I'm super into paranormal stuff.
Okay, just to save interaction with this camera angle so I don't have to blur out too much, I think I'm gonna have to skip part of it. Y'all thank me later because I don't think this is necessary. But let's leave this part so you can read this. If you can't read this, just pause my video.
Here's a look at what it looks like in there. It's a replica of the ship, and it puts you in the mindset of all those passengers. Some of the exhibits are interactive, and you can learn about the history of the Titanic, and you can immerse yourself in the disaster story. You can live it out for yourself. A lot of the inside of the Titanic, I have to say, reminds me of an old haunted house. So it's no wonder that ghosts are said to linger in these hallways, even though they're not original.
It's crazy to look at all these old pictures and think that this is what it looked like, before everything happened. I'm not gonna lie, this place has kind of a haunted mansion vibe to it in here. I feel weird filming myself. There's so many people here. It's crazy to also think about all the just items that were recovered from essentially the bottom of the ocean that are here.
At this point, I was finally on the upper levels of the museum, and I started my investigation here in the bridge area. This is a replica of where the steering wheel was once housed, and as you'll remember, a lot of paranormal activity has occurred in this space.
All right, if there's anybody here in the Titanic Museum, I want you to come out and speak with me while I'm in here. Let me know what you're thinking. Oh, look, right here, you can touch 28-degree water, how cold it was. Oh, jeez. Well, that feels pretty good, honestly. Oh, never mind. Oh, it sucks. It is so cold. Holy shit. That's crazy to think about heading towards a gigantic iceberg like that. So far I got get out and challenge.
It's interesting that the name Carl came up on my device, because after some searching online, I discovered that there were 2 passengers aboard the Titanic that had the name Carl. And while both survived, it's still interesting that their names came up. Maybe somebody knew them, or maybe they're still around. In all these areas, there are photos and names of passengers who were on the Titanic. And I got a lot of different words, like unknown, Who knows who is haunting this area or what they're doing? Maybe they're attached to some of these original objects. I haven't got an age, 17. And it's not too hard to imagine that a 17-year-old spirit may still be hanging around in the area. Lots of names kept appearing on my device, like the name Ethel. So after recording this video, I once again went online and did some searching, and I discovered 2 more people who were aboard the Titanic who had the name Ethel. Once again, both of them survived, but it's still interesting, isn't it?
Getting a lot of names right here when I'm at a wall of faces, which is interesting. Can you tell me how you died if you are here with me? Also, it's weird, right when I was standing here it said 17, but there's 18 and I can't find 17. Maybe it's back, I'll go look. Let's see, can I miss the iceberg?
Turn the wheel left, port side, or turn the wheel right, starboard side, to steer the ship. You will have 37 seconds to avoid the iceberg. Good luck. Iceberg right ahead! Sorry, you've hit the iceberg. 37 seconds.
Do you want me to spell out the word deep? That's weird. It's really relevant considering how deep the Titanic sank.
Now, Dorothy is one of the more interesting names that I came up with that day because when I Googled her, Dorothy Gibson was an actress who actually was in a movie about the Titanic back in the day. It made me wonder, do you think some of the passengers haunting the museum may have seen the movie about their experience?
Okay, that's kind of trippy.
Obviously, getting the words "can't breathe" on the device is strange, considering that so many people died from drowning in the wake of what happened on the Titanic. Could one of their spirits still be hanging around?
Are you drowning? Did you drown on the Titanic? So far got some really weird stuff. Some names of actual people that were on board the Titanic. And then just now, deep and can't breathe. Kind of like drowning. And this is the interactive area where the woman said the really angry person is, which is kind of freaky. Here's the slopes. It's kind of insane to think about how fast you would slide down into the ocean. Like this is pretty easy. If I can do this, don't move. All right, do you have something to tell me up here? If there is this man, who are you? If this is the man, can you tell me who you are? She's here. Who is she? Can you tell me her name? I'm not moving.
Hold on, we'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So, sorry about that. I just got a text message, but now I'm back.
Alright, that's eerie. Oh, it just froze for a second. I've never seen that happen. Did you drown? Are you drowning right now? Can you say how you died to me? Or if you're attached to one of these objects? Oh, almost drowned. That's really weird considering that I've gotten a number of names of people who survived the sinking. So I've been trying to find kind of a secluded place in here to do a little spirit box. I'm gonna do it right here in this corner with all these people watching me. Is there somebody here with me? If you're here, you can talk to me. I'm not hearing anything on this. I think I'm gonna try in another room. Right when I got to this wall of names, it said Raymond.
Once again, another name, Raymond. But when I Googled this one, something else came up. It showed that 2 passengers had the name Raymond aboard the Titanic, and one of them this time never made it out of those waters alive.
I'd say I'd try and look for it, but I don't think that's going to be possible.
It's crazy when you look at this display, how there's such a small amount of survivors and then such a huge amount of people that died. Like, that is a lot of names on all these two. This one, this one, this one, and the crew. The crew took the biggest hit, it looks like. 526 people died, third class, 161 second, 123 first. So first got preference there. And then the crew, almost 700 died. Guess I'll just sit right here and try a little mini spirit box. Sounded like a boat horn, didn't it? Is your name on here anywhere? It's crazy, I'm really not hearing a single word or name or any sort of sound on the spirit box. Listen. There's like nothing coming through in here. Ironic, right after I said I didn't hear anything. I will say though, it's like really, really dark in here. It's like a very, very present energy. And I feel like if you were to turn out all the lights in here and spend a night in here amongst all the artifacts, you would definitely capture something in here. Like the woman said at the beginning, they see children, women, men all the time. This place has got to have like a serious haunting. I wish they would let me come in and tell me more about it, because I'm super into paranormal stuff.
Well, there is a very tall, demonic-looking man.
Card with a passenger's name on it. And at the end of the entire experience, you head to the wall of names and try to figure out if your passenger lived or died. So obviously I had to check it out. My passenger's name was Anton Kink, and I was pleasantly surprised to find out that he had survived the Titanic. He was 29 years old. He's actually got a very interesting life story if you want to look it up. Walking throughout the museum, there's just so much energy. And another name that came up that I almost missed was Nan, as you can see right here on my device. When I was looking through the exhibits here in the museum, I found this photo of a young girl who was known as Nana. I don't know. Could this have been Nana trying to communicate with us?
We know you're hovering over that.
Sorry, there was an ad, but I'm back.
Spirits seen in this area and children's laughter heard. And this led me to Gloria, another interesting name. Gloria Stewart was actually the actress who played the elderly woman in the movie The Titanic. And if you'll remember, she played a huge role in the movie. But Gloria passed away just a few years ago. Could the spirits in the museum somehow know of the existence of the movie? Sadat has the name of my city on it. I'm gonna ask, is there something negative in this interactive part of the exhibit for some reason? Can you tell me just who you are, or maybe what object you're attached to? I just asked if it was negative and it says happy. So you're one of the happy spirits? I can't believe this thing is completely silent in here. Must be like the frame of the building or something. I can try to help if you tell me what you're attached to in here. Is there an object in this museum that you're attached to? So I move forward. Is it one of these objects that you might be attached to? Did you die on the Titanic? Just tell me that if you do haunt this area. No way. I cannot believe it. Oh, I'm not even supposed to be videoing in here. I
cannot believe that. Just said yeah to my question. Answered literally directly. Can you tell me how you died? So to end my time here at the Titanic Museum, I stood by the model of the Titanic ship. It's an interactive little display that shows the sinking of the Titanic. I wanted to see if the spirits would react. Does seeing this trigger you? What does this make you feel to watch this happen? The Titanic Museum is a very interesting place. I could have spent hours there if I had more time, but sadly, I had to leave. There are so many lives that were lost that night, so many people that died, that were dragged down into the deep, dark depths of the ocean. And those spirits have to go somewhere. That energy still has to exist in some capacity. So it makes me wonder, are there spirits down at the bottom of the ocean, in that old, rusted wreck? Or are they up here, with all the humans who visit these objects every day? Remember, at the beginning of this video, I had an employee tell me of numerous ghosts that are haunting this Titanic exhibit. Even a demonic man who haunts a specific part of the building. And who knows what any of that energy is or where it comes from, what object it comes from. All I can say is that at the end of the day, looking back at the evidence that I captured, the Titanic Museum is definitely haunted.
Okay, never mind. Maybe not going to a Titanic Museum at all. Unless you were really hoping for that. So yeah, that's actually kind of it for that video. Let's see another one. Alright, let's see. We're just gonna watch part of it so we have time for it.
It's hard to stay cool in this dry weather. External heat needs inner.
That was another ad.
You know why it's so cold in here now? Wonder if I summoned something.
The British ocean liner was built in 1909 at the Harland and Wolff shipyard in Belfast, Ireland. This luxury passenger ship cost $7.5 million to build, which in today's money would be over $238 million, and at the time was the largest in the world. The Titanic in the early 1900s was the first of its kind. It was meant to accommodate people of all classes. In other words, there was something for every budget. With the length of 102 feet and the height of 175 feet, a width of 92 feet, weighing in over 46,000 tons. Yeah, it was pretty big. The ocean liner was a floating hotel with all the comforts, a gymnasium, dining rooms, reading areas, salons, barbershops, pools, Turkish baths, and squash courts. Hey Omar, what the heck is a squash court? I asked the same question. Squash courts are very similar in what today we call racquetball courts. The ship only transported 20 of the 64 lifeboats, so it would only cover half of its capacity at 2,200 people. In the case of an emergency, lifeboats were used to transport passengers to safety ships. I think we could all say that what happened to the Titanic was beyond an emergency and very unexpected. The owners of the Titanic, White Star Line, thought it'd be a good idea to have less lifeboats on the deck so then they wouldn't be overcrowded when people would be outside hanging out. If you ever seen some of these lifeboats in person, they're massive. So I could see that 60 of them would take a significant amount of space up on these decks. Many trusted the Titanic, thinking it was unsinkable. On its first maiden voyage, April 10th, 1912, in England, which was highly publicized, many saw passengers boarding the ship that would stop in France and then Kingston to pick up more passengers and continue on to the United States, New York City. A lot of these museums that exist today have used blueprints of the Titanic to recreate what this ship once looked like. Today I'm visiting one that I have visited before in Las Vegas, Nevada, not only to see some of these relics in person, but to walk amongst the spirits that have a story to tell. Until the replica Titanic 2 is built, this is the closest thing we have to board and explore the Titanic today.
So I'm at the entrance here, and they did give me this card with somebody who either survived or didn't survive. The person's name is Emil Brandel from Omaha, Nebraska, 48 years old. And would you look at that? They are traveling alone. A little bit of a coincidence here. Look at my shirt. Alone. I'm traveling alone also. Now this is why the Titanic Museum is so haunted. These are actual relics from the Titanic, and last time I was here there was some stuff that wasn't here that we're going to see today. Well, the place might look a little bit different. I don't remember any of this. Shackle and mounting bracket. Right here in front of us is the architects working on the blueprints for the Titanic ship. And here's some information on it. I think I walked right past this last time. This guy was only 36 years old. Thomas Andrews helped design the Titanic. Please let me know if you see or hear something. There may be a couple people walking in and out to clean. I'm going to spend a little bit more time than I did last time. This is really cool. I kind of disregarded this the last time. This is actually like getting on the Titanic. This is probably one of my favorite parts of this museum. It's like you're stepping right on the Titanic. Wow. Look at this. Now this is one of the places where people have seen apparitions. One thing I really love is they tell some stories about some of the passengers. And here's one right here. Miss Leah Axe and Frank Philip Axe, third-class immigrants. Here's another story here. Frederick Godwin family, third-class immigrants. Yo, that sounded like a growl or something, or like a call, I don't know. So this is what the third-class passengers would usually ride in. Now this is one of the rooms, and these are some of the relics for third class. And if you stayed in third class, this is what a room would look like. It was 4 bunks like this. You'll have to excuse my lisp. I am wearing my invisible braces, and they do make me talk a little funny, so in case you're wondering. Whoa, cool. A silver-plated butter cooler.
It blows me away that these artifacts on display were not only almost lost forever under the sea, but were on board the actual Titanic.
So if you had the pleasure of being in second class, that's what it would have cost back in the 1930s. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, no, so this is... Hey, that's no fair. I want to know what it cost back then. But yeah, that's what the similar cost would be in today's dollar. We are in 2022, so that's a little off. It is so fascinating to me that they still have some of this stuff here. That's actual silver. Cool. That is not a toilet. So this was the shipbuilder's promise right here. Everything has been done in regards to the furniture and fittings to make first-class accommodations more than equal to that provided in the finest hotels on shore. I have no idea what this is. I didn't see this the last time I was here, but that did come off the RMS Titanic. Well, let's read. There it is right here. Sea deck landing sign. This sign with its brass letters and oak backing was originally located at the base of the aft first class staircase.
Alright, I'm back. Alright, so for whatever videos that I am watching throughout this video, I'm gonna put the link below so you can watch it on your own time if you want to. Mostly this one I'll put in the link below because I don't think I'm gonna be watching throughout all of these. And plus I'm actually somewhat still a little tired, and let's just say I made a list for this summer vacation that I'm on right now. Let me see if I can show you. Let me see if it can focus. Okay, minus the bottom or something. But look how much, like, look at this long list. This is my summer vacation activities. So yeah, I still have so much more to do throughout these days. Yeah. I'm not even halfway. And only one of them I'm doing right now is make YouTube videos. So, soon enough, check that off the list. But I don't think I'm quite ready to do that yet because I think I still need to do a couple more reaction videos and then I'm ready to call it off. Don't mind me, the hairs on my face. Okay, so I guess this is all we have time for, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed. We only watched 6 minutes and 53 seconds of this video. If you don't see the link right here, I'll post it after the video is uploaded. But I'll see y'all next time in my next video. Bye!